going on, everyone? So last night, we completed the NBA draft. And, for the most part, it was pretty calm. Nothing too crazy, a couple moves here and there. A lot of trades, as far as picks, especially with the Knicks, made 15 trades involving various draft picks and all that stuff. But for the most part, it wasn't man, this player got traded and that player got traded and wow, they, traded these stars. You thought there'd be a lot of movement with the picks and stuff like that. And turns out that wasn't the case. But then we got to the end of the draft and Shams Charania decided to just drop, boom, right on us, that the Charlotte Hornets are active in trading and trying to trade Lamelo Ball. They are in the midst. And based on some of these reports and news, it looks like it might be even close. Minnesota seems to be the front runner in regards to Lamelo Ball. They really want a playmaker, shot creator, all that stuff. I think it is incredibly fascinating that that's happening. The Charlotte Hornets looking to trade him isn't a surprise to me. It isn't, right? That is almost expected. But it's just, what are they going to get? What's the market? What's the value? LaMelo Ball, the other thing is too with LaMelo Ball is he's such a interesting player and prospect, right? Because he is immensely talented. He is an incredible player. But is he somebody that you can rely on, not just health-wise, because that's a real thing, can he stay healthy? But beyond the health factor, is he somebody that you can trust as far as, playing winning basketball? He's flashy. He's fun to watch. If you like ESPN top 10 plays, he's going to give you a bunch of them, right? He's got some amazing highlight reels. The kid is incredibly impressive. The problem is he at times he cares more about being flashy than he does just making the right play. Hey, I could make a normal pass and make the right read and maybe thread the needle here, but no, he wants to, I can thread that needle with a behind the back pass or something crazy like that. It's just dude, just get the ball to where it needs to go, right? His shot selection at times, Charlotte was better without him than they were with him, right? But this writing was on the wall, right? You knew it felt kind of inevitable that they were going to trade LaMelo. They were benching him, not closing games with him at times. It just, you knew that at some point this was going to be a thing, right? And again, if the reports are true, he's very likely going to be traded in the next few days, is what Shams said. Literally said we could see potential movement in the coming days. Again, and this was something that kind of came out of left field. It was you finish in the draft, you think okay, everything's cool, everything's calm. The calm, it literally was the calm before the storm for a minute. And then all of a sudden it's boom, here you go. Here's LaMelo. But the thing is again, he is so talented, and there's some of the off court stuff too, that's concerning. He just, some of his decision making isn't super great, which is probably why. And, depending on where he goes, right? You don't want him going to LA or something like that. Right. But, surprised a team like the Nets don't try to go get him. It's man, we got LaMelo, Michael Porter Jr., Julius Randle, and just see if you can be competitive. But LaMelo Ball again is very fascinating because he's 24 years old. He'll be 25 going into next season. So still incredibly young. He's 6'7", athletic, basically do everything. He's 20 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. So he's literally a 25-7 guy, right? Shoot the basketball from pretty much anywhere on the basketball court. His efficiency at times is questionable, right? Just because you could shoot anywhere on the basketball court doesn't mean that you should. And he likes to take those super deep threes. But he is a guy that's a career 36.5% three-point shooter on 8.8 attempts. This past season on 10 attempts was 37%. So again, he's somebody that can, you talk about volume, he's taking double-digit three-point attempts and shooting 37%. he's had multiple seasons where, like the previous year, he's 25 points, then 24 points, 23 points. So he's a guy that give you, again, basically, 22, 5 and 7. He just, again, it's can he play winning basketball? He's somebody that can hit shots, that can close down the stretch. He's, like I mentioned, talented. There are, again, injury concerns with him, right? Is he somebody that you can trust and rely on to be healthy? Again, you kind of look at him health-wise. This past season, he played 72 games. That's great. He's only had one other game in which he's played more than 51, and that was the 2021-2022 season in which he played 75. For his career, he's played 51 games, 75 games, 36 games, 22 games, 47 games, and then 72. Which also might be why the Hornets are looking to trade him now, because it's like, dude, he gave us 72 games and put up 5 and 7 while also shooting 37% on insane volume, right? Like, we might not get better value for him right now than you would. Question is like, is a team like Minnesota, do they have enough to go get him? Right? Like, there's several teams that are interested in him. Toronto is a team. Like, I think Toronto could probably put together a better package. And it also depends on like what do the Hornets want? Like, and not just that, but like Minnesota can't hard cap themselves, so like they'd have to send out like Dante DiVincenzo. But would you take Dante DiVincenzo if you're them? Like, it's very complicated. It's not as straightforward as you would think or as you would expect. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, like how does this work? How does this play out? For not only Charlotte, but whatever team that ends up landing him. Charlotte has a really nice young core, really nice young group that it's like, you're almost better off moving off Miles Bridges, somebody else that, you'd imagine that they want to move off of and stuff. This kind of just came out of left field, like I mentioned. So it's kind of like everything's like processing right now. And it's still, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But he's young. He's talented. There's always a team that thinks like, oh, hey, we can do better. Or, he's somebody that, like, I do also kind of question the Lamelo Ant-Man backcourt personally. But like I said, if you can land him, you almost have to if you're Minnesota. Like, you're probably not getting somebody better than him. He's talented enough to take the risk, take the flyer. But anyways, guys, this is a discussion. I pass question you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Also not, enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.